Yo, it's Zone here from Ignite Within. What's your purpose? Before you watch this, make sure you check out the last video because that video was about happiness. And the topics of happiness tied directly into the topic of purpose. Alright, so I'm not going to be a D-bag and beat around the bush. I'm going to cut straight to the main point of the video, and that is how you find your purpose. And this is the method. So, you write, what is my life purpose? On a Word document or a notebook or whatever. And then you're going to list bullets. You list any possible answer. If it's 100 that you have to write down or 300, it doesn't matter. However many it takes until you write one down that makes you cry. You might not actually cry, but you should at least have your eyes water or get goosebumps because you got to really feel it. It has to be something you truly resonate with in your heart. Alright, but now that I got the main point of the video out, I'm going to get to the juice that normally people will put in the beginning, or maybe I did in my other videos, but yeah. So, we are human beings. That's two parts, being and human. So in the video about happiness, I talked about letting go and enjoying the moment where you are right now, no matter what. And you have to start there to really get into your life purpose. But that is the being part, the part where you're happy. You don't need anything. You don't need the purpose. You don't need to do anything or get anywhere to be happy. It starts right now, and that is being. But then a lot of people who get into spirituality and stuff, they just focus on happiness. But they forget about the purpose. They forget about the human form. They forget about your karma and your body. So we are literally in a human body, and people will just somehow kind of forget that that's like an important part of your self-development. We have a body that your heart has to beat constantly to keep you alive. You have to eat every day and drink water constantly just to live, breathe. And all of that stuff is karma. I made a video before about karma. Watch that to get just a brief intro. But I'm going to relate it to this whole concept of purpose. So, with karma, it is kind of like justice. And it is also your actions and your limitations. So, with justice, you know when you do the right thing, you get rewarded. You do the wrong thing, you get punished. Those who live just lives will live good lives. Those who live unjust lives generally will live worse lives because they're not living right. So, with, like I said, your heart has the beat to keep you alive. That is a limitation. And the way through your limitations is through good karma. So check this out. If you're trying to progress in life, and you're trying to get up this line, right? But you cannot get past it unless you are doing the right things. And those right things are the things you were naturally inclined for. That's why I said you have to write it down until you find the thing that resonates with your soul. So, you have to do the thing you're naturally inclined for, and then when you know what you want, you have to do the right things and do the actions geared towards those things and those things alone. So, a lot of people, they are limited, very limited. They have bad karma, and they're stuck in a place where they have really small problems. Most people have the most petty of problems. Like, for example, a lot of guys these days, their main focus is sex, just busting fat nuts. They're literally like freaking these like depraved, rabid dog sex machines. They're just like, oh, where are the girls at, man? I need to bust a nut. Oh, I gotta load up Pornhub real quick. Oh, I can't. Oh, this is my biggest problem. Dude, you gotta have bigger problems. You have to heighten your perspective and view things in a bigger way. And that is why you have to have a purpose, or else you will have little problems. And once you have your purpose, you have to do the right actions geared towards it, or else you will be still stuck where you are already. So, if you look at your purpose, you might be thinking, man, like, I can't really come up with anything that's super specific that really resonates with me. It doesn't have to be anything super specific. If you look at animals, they are beings and they have a form, but most of the time, their purpose is normally something very simple. If you look at dogs and just how loving they are with their companions, their main purpose is to play and just spread that love with their companions and whatever else. Birds, they just fly around and they're just free and they just go from one place to the next. They just kind of dance with each other. Those are their purposes. Your purpose doesn't have to be anything super specific. It's just that you have to have a purposeful existence. And you have to do the right actions or else you will be stuck. So, there's this quote by Zamparion. I mentioned him in a video about relationships. And the quote was, we don't have to do anything. The only thing we have to do is die. All the rest is optional. And that's so true. And like, like you can really do anything. People convince themselves or get convinced that like these limitations are real. The limitations are an illusion, but they're real when you're in them. When you have bad karma, it's a punishment. But like the only truth, that being I was talking about, that is the only real thing. But this forms we're in, they exist because of our bad karma. And that is real right now. So you have to see that and have a purpose and get through it. So you can truly do whatever you want. If you look at history, you look at successful people, you will see there's so many examples of people who they are doing things that probably everyone around them told them they couldn't do. They're doing things that 20 years ago, no one would have believed you could be doing that. There are no limitations. Limitations are not real. But you have to have good karma to be able to earn the right to break free. You can't have people who are not living right and thinking right, living free, the free, true life, because they will take that. There's a power you get from it. There's an energy that you gain, and you cannot have people who are not living right getting that. So there are universal laws that are holding things the way they are and making sure things work the way they need to work. Just like inertia makes the thing stay in one spot to tell something else in action to move. There are laws with our existence. And I'm not going to really go like too deep into karma. I'll probably make another video about it, like making like a part two to the other one. And yeah, but the main point is we have to live purposeful lives. And if you live, and if you start to really like hone in on this, and you start to do these things, you will see how right it feels. And you will see the path light up. That's when you know how true this stuff is. And I don't even need to convince you that you need a purpose, because everyone pretty much knows they need one. A lot of people were like lost and confused, and they're like, I don't know what my life purpose is. That's why you're probably watching this video. And yeah, so you need to have that purposeful existence, and you need to do the right things to be able to actually live it. And yeah, you can do whatever you want. You can live the life you want. The only thing holding you back is you and your actions. You get exactly what you deserve. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any other videos. And that's it, baby. Let's get it.